This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States, Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees are being removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf. This looks like it's going to find the target.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Getting set now over the putt. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
And so just getting started, even par so far. Relatively short par 4, second hole. Frank, what's the right play off the tee here? It's probably not driver.
It certainly isn't. You need a decent yardage in for your second shot, so you don't really want to hit it past those last of the 6 bunkers on that right side. It leaves a shot of 100, 110 yards. There's another tee box a little further up where they can make it like drivable at 265 yards, but for such a short hole, this is sort of a fearsome one. You always feel like you're making a mistake when you're putting the ball on the tee. You want to know the difference between good scores and average scores? That.
You're right there.
Even par currently.
Has the putt, and now at -1. So here we are at the third hole, par 4, again 428 yards. Frank, have you ever seen anything quite like the bunkering that we have here on the left side of this hole?
No, the church pews, they're famous obviously for Oakmont, and they have that tendency to drag your eye to that left side. Really, you hit anything that you can get off on the fairway off this tee, whether it's a long iron, I don't care what it is. If you want to try and hit driver down there, well, good luck, because this really is about the second shot. Somehow avoid that trouble there so you've got a second shot.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. On the green in regulation. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Frank, at Oakmont, you have to take advantage of scoring opportunities when they present themselves. Is this one of those moments here, the par 5, fourth hole at 609 yards?
It'll certainly be one of the holes that determine the champion, because the difference between making 4 and 6 on this hole is extremely slim. Very, very stringent tee shot. You're hitting towards those church pews and trying to cut the ball away from it. It's easy to see why Jack Nicklaus, who faded the ball, and Ben Hogan won around here. Second shot.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up.
Had every chance of going in.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Nice par to remain at 2 under. Take you up now to the 5th hole, 382-yard par 4. Frank, what do you think of the 5th?
An excellent tee shot is required here with just a long iron. Even something as short as a 4-iron is fine because the hole's not overly long. If you can bisect the bunkers on both sides, that's the key there. Second shot's going to be a little downhill.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So with that make, now at 3 under par. And now to the par 3 6th here at Oakmont, measuring in at just under 200 yards. Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. All right, Frank, take us down onto the 7th hole, par 4 at 434 yards.
Another one that's just another great driving hole. Bunkers on both sides of the fairway, so you can't really bail out either way. Used to be some trees in that down the right side. They've been removed, replaced now by fescue. So if you do miss those bunkers right or left, it's not exactly going to be the easiest chip out to the fairway. Another one that's a must-hit fairway. Reason why? It's a long par 4, and it's the only way you can hit this par 4 and 2.
Good-looking shot right here. And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under. Frank, the par 3 8th, it will take a player's very best strike.
Yeah, it's not often you see the odd driver come out of the bag, but when a hole can be stretched out to close to 300 yards, then everybody in the field needs some heavy artillery. It's a big, long par 3. Green does feed a little bit to the left, but at that distance, no hole is easy.
Well, that one didn't work out. It didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, you could see he's just disgusted with that effort. So they'll tap in. -3 now for the round. Rounding out the front 9 here at Oakmont, Frank, it looks to be straight away, uphill, Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, there certainly is. Years gone by, this was a par 5 for the US Opens of yesteryear. Par 5 still for the members. And the reason why is it's a little bit uphill, semi-blind tee shot, bunkers left and right, and of course rough if you miss those. This is one of those holes, even though it's a par 4 now, you miss the fairway here, you are not reaching this green in 2.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That is a handful. 5 birdies now for the round. What a day. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. You're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill. It plays a good 200 yards for your second. I tell you, there's long and long. And that, with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's that sneaky distance.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole, and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that positive attitude.
See a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough.
Rich, there's nothing worse than this. This might look all right, but in the mulch, this is a disastrous situation.
So this is not mulch or do about nothing?
Ah, I get it.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Pretty good shot right there. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Well, Frank, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont, it's a lot of golf hole at 667 yards.
It's the hardest par 5 I've ever seen or played that doesn't have water. It starts with that tee shot. The whole fairway slopes left to right. Just to get the ball on the fairway, you've got to draw the ball against the slope. The same problem exists with the second and the third shot. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough. and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Wow, I thought that was in. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Well, Frank, what about this par 3 13th? Measures 183 yards.
It has a little bit of a crescent-shaped green, but it looks like the green should shape that way, but the actual contours of the green go in the opposite direction. The only good thing about that is chances are you've got an uphill putt.
This could be a good one. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there. Getting set now over the putt. Oh, I thought he had that. That's costly right there.
Painful.
Just a little tap in here. Now at -2 for the day. 14, pretty short par 4 at 358 yards. Frank?
Get the ball in play here, and certainly your best opportunity for birdie on the second 9 so far. I'm loving that balance. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Well, Frank, these winds have not at all subsided. Still a challenge.
Yeah, but the same for everybody, and that's where you've just got to adjust your own mental par. Golf course was going to be difficult when you teed off. It's certainly no different now.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline. You don't always get the result you deserve.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. He needs this for bogey. Well, too bad he gives one back. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. What a test here, Frank.
It certainly is. The tee shot here is a little bit like the par 5 12th, where the fairway slopes quite severely from left to right. It means the pews there on the left side are actually not a bad place to aim at. You just have to allow for that kick and roll towards the right.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie try up next. And getting ready for the putt. Ooh, so close. Kind of a tricky read. These putts keep the round together. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. So just a formality here. Drops it, and he's at even par. Frank, this is a point in the round where you really need to summon your best stuff. Par 3 of 231 yards. You know the pressure's building. We're at the 16th hole, and you have a long iron in hand. You can't flinch. You can't take it halfway back and go. This has to be the complete swing, and you have to really have the nerve on this shot.
Yeah, this shot has to be hitting right out of the button, that's for sure. One thing to consider, though, in the back of your mind, it's always better putting back uphill. Well, uphill is actually from the back of the screen. So you actually can be a little braver on 16 than what you might think standing on that tee, because a little long is better than a little short.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot.
Even par currently.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, here we are at the 17th. It's only 313 yards. That's par 4, by the way. Nowadays, that could be a par 3. What's the right way to play this hole, or does it simply depend on where you are in the championship?
I think it depends on where you are in the championship. Sometimes people try and hit drivers at drivable par 4s. Believe it or not necessary to make birdie, but it's the easiest option to make 4. One of the problems here at 17, if you do lay it up and the flag is on the right side, you turn it into a very, very difficult short par 4. And that's the reason why people often try and drive these greens.
Okay, 20 feet, not too bad. As this putt for birdie. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
Yeah, at least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship. Frank, such an advantage when you can hit that far.
It's not fair.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Wow, I thought he made that.
Give me a break, Rich. Your mum could make that.
Ooh, that's a disappointment, Frank. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So a 71 on the day. So for all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo saying so long. Until next time. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Well, every golfer wants to come home, and here we are at the home of golf, the old course at St. Andrews. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
Yeah, and Rich, this is just a wonderful place to play the game. Every player that's ever sort of learned to swing the golf club, this is the one course they wanted to play. The reason why is because every great this game has ever seen has walked across Salcombe Bridge.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Just 5 feet left. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Trying to get the round off to a good start. Frank, we're at the second hole, and what's ahead?
Well, the ideal tee shot just a little over that gorse bush in front of you, which is down the right side. That's the best angle in, but it also brings in a little bit of trouble. But if that pin is anywhere towards the middle of this double green, then really you want to be coming in from the right side. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. 1 under early in the round. On the tee box here at the 3rd now. Frank, all these holes look relatively straightforward. Can a golfer get lured in kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the old course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the 3rd hole, even shorter than the 2nd, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the 3rd and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
At the 4th hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is 2 ways to play the 4th off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Should be safely on deck.
Just a pure strike. Perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That's about as depressing a moment as there is in golf. When you miss the bogey putt, you know you're staring at double. An ill-timed double bogey for him, but he has to make it first. Just a shade over par, +1. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Are you for real? It was terrible.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Just a beautiful roll there.
Oh, that's like stealing.
Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this. 2 in a row.
Right in it. Now, 7th hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just take the tee shot over the march stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
That is classy.
He had a chance of going in.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Keeps the momentum going. 2 under now. Par 3 8th hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, why is it so difficult to get the ball close here?
Well, there's the bunker on the left side. There's a little bit of a downslope there. This is the first par 3 that you'll play. And it's just tough to judge that distance perception. You've really got to be accurate on your yardage here.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Getting set now over the putt. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews. And Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this hole is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the old course.
A good 29-foot putt here. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He needs this for par. 2 under par for the round. Well, Frank, how do you begin to sum up what we've seen at the birthplace of golf today? The course, the scenery, the weather, the play. It was really all vintage St. Andrews.
Absolute pleasure to play the old course once again, Rich. You can see how technology might have changed it. There's a few more par 4s that are reachable these days for the longer hitters, but still, it's a great memory of where golf started, where it is now, and where it's going to be.
And with that, for my colleague Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports saying so long from Scotland. Frank, we're going home to the home of golf, St. Andrews, the old course.
No better place for any level of game. For the beginner of the game or the greats of the game, this is the golf course they've all cherished to play. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's fine.
I really love the caddies at St. Andrews, wisecracking old-timers. The guy hits a shot hard into a gorse bush on the left, and he turns to the caddy and says, "Is that okay?" And the caddy says, "Does it look okay? Hit another one?" Another instance, the guy was stuck between two clubs. 6-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, 7-iron, back and forth. Finally, he chose the 7-iron, hit it about 15 yards in the ground, and the caddy looked at him and said, "I guess we'll never know, laddie, will we?" Good putt, and now 1 under par. Down to the par 3 11th, and Frank, what's the key here?
Well, this green is slightly elevated. Huge false front, sort of left and right of that Strath bunker. And, of course, that bunker on the hill, or should I say that bunker on the left, is called Hill. That's the famous bunker where Bobby Jones couldn't get out of it many years ago and actually ripped up his scorecard. So a good tee shot here, just find that right level where the flag is.
Frank, what's ahead after missing the par 3 here?
Well, a tricky little shot coming up, but really this is a difficult par 3, so if you can get this up and down, it still won't be a lost cause.
So, Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, I thought he made that. Yeah, that really hurts, Frank, missing the bogey putt.
Yeah, now time to get the handkerchief. Double bogey coming up.
Putt drops, now at 1 over par. Frank, from this vantage point here at the 12th, you can see why the old course, St. Andrews, are so iconic in the sport.
Yeah, this is a fun hole as we start to sort of head back to the village of St. Andrews. Hole's called Heathery. There's a big crop of heather on the left, and there's 4 little pot bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway, so you've really got to be cognizant of those. But good time to take the head cover off if you're a long hitter, and then you've only got to worry about that one pot bunker just short of the green.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. That was not a very good read right there. And getting ready for the putt. Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. Workmanlike hole, and he walks away with a par. Frank, how about the bunkers here at 13? A rather ominous sounding name.
Yeah, the coffins, and they are that for a reason. If you finish up in there, well, the best you'll probably ever do is make a bogey, unless you're an absolute genius. They're to be avoided, certainly off the tee. If you do, it's still a difficult hole. The second shot, unless you hit a perfect tee shot, will be blind.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. And you can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your third shot to 14. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
It can't be that good.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Well, that one didn't work out. It didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy. Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. Brings in those little bunkers called robs. And they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really... It was a rather poor approach shot.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, #1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. These putts keep the round together. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 11th hole seems to have shaken his confidence. Frank, the 16th hole, famous for the principal's nose, and I can't help but think of Mrs. Hartman from 4th grade.
Well, I don't know.
She didn't like us.
I don't know how Mrs. Hartman would have played this hole, but she would have been wary of the out of bounds on the right. And that's why the general consensus is you not only avoid the principal's nose, but you hit the tee shot a little bit further left. It might lengthen the hole, but it is certainly the more prudent strategy.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Second shot, good look at the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet.
more hope than determination in that putt.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Nice par to remain 1 under. Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the Old Course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in because you mentioned it, road hole, it's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
This long putt for birdie could be a tough one here. Looks like he just misread that. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Good solid par right there. Frank, the 18th hole at the Old Course, when you stand on the tee, it doesn't look like much. But when you begin to factor in all the history, all the greats who have played, well, then it is quite the hole.
It certainly is. Remember the great putts like Constantina Rocca making it from the front to try and get in a playoff with John Daly, Jack Nicklaus driving the green. It's all been made possible by the ambitious player here. You've got to swing it across the Swilcan Burn, out of bounds on the right and beyond the screen, but it is reachable. But the mere mortals, they'll aim a little left. They'll aim at the clock face on the R&A building.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Just like that, now at 2 under. Frank, it really was vintage St. Andrews today in so many ways. Just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, the Old Course has so many great memories. Obviously, when it crowns the 2015 Open champion, it will add another great name to its already impressive roster. But for anybody to play this great golf course, it's a chance to be linked with the past and the future of the game.
Couldn't have said it better myself, pal. And with that, for my colleague Frank Novello, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports saying so long from the home of golf, St. Andrews. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. Frank going for 2 in a row now. And now at 1 under for the round. Frank, another famous hole, this time the par 311.
Yeah, this hole was made famous by the left bunker, which is called the Hill, where Bobby Jones, when he first played St. Andrews, couldn't get the ball out of the bunker, so in the end he actually ripped up his scorecard. A lot's changed since then, but the hole hasn't lost its luster.
Early part of this second 9 and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Well, you hate to miss from that distance. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. And he makes it for a bogey here. Now at the 12th, and Frank, when you put the peg in the ground here, are you licking your chops?
Well, you are, unless you're playing into a head breeze, because if you are playing a head breeze, then you've got to worry about the 4 bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway. Touch of help, or if you're a long hitter, then all you've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker just short of this green. There's gorse left and right.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just a little tap in here. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The 2 bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
2's always better than 1 when you're counting birdies in golf. Frank, you can actually play this 14th hole by taking a detour to another hole on the front side. Explain.
Yeah, that's the 4th hole. The 4th hole is adjacent to the 14th, and if you're in a little bit of trouble off the tee, there's nothing wrong with playing the 14th as a zigzag style par 5. So that means the drive, if it doesn't go down the right, you go further left and then back to the green. But it's a safer way, but a much longer option.
And from the fairway for his second shot here.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Now 2 to the good side. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play, but if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
This is a good-looking shot. Birdie try up next. Let's see if he can make it 3 in a row.
It can't be that good.
That's good work right there. Just a tap in. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Nice par to remain at 2 under. 16th hole is a par 4 here at the old course. Frank, with another one of those sort of funky features.
Yes, a series of 3 bunkers called the Principal's Nose, plus that out of bounds on the right. So really err on the side of caution, avoiding both the out of bounds and the Principal's Nose. Nothing wrong with going a little bit left here. But the further left you go, then it makes that second shot that much harder because you'll have to bring it across that little pot bunker in the front with the wing. That's an absolute beauty.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie.
It's no snap, though.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the Old Course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in because you mentioned it, road hole, it's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. And getting ready for the putt.
Good read, good line, well played.
Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the Old Course and walk across that bridge.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. How's it going? 3 under for the round. Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.